Greetings, Earthlings! My name is Zero Jake and welcome back to Space Engineers. Last episode, for this episode as well, we are working on the Mobile Refinery Mark II instead of, trashy house looking with a garage Mark I. The Mark I was based off of a design from somewhere else, a game called Homeworld, based off of the Higaran Mobile Refinery, but I do not like what it looks like, so we are recreating it, and hopefully we will be able to, have better facilities. So what we've got right now is we had the regular base template of all our capital ships thus far, except the shipyard. Shipyard will come later. And what we've done is we've added this kind of bottom section here, which can house up to 2 of these collector ships, which is the resource collectors. Those are the guys with the mining lasers on that will go out, mine things, and bring them back here so that they can be refined. The mobile refinery, as I will remind you, is something that needs to be able to act on its own due to the nature of what it does. It goes out mining, so it needs to be able to act on its own. So last episode we did this side, and then I duplicated everything over here. I've changed some things about the design. This section is a bit longer and also a bit, higher, well, lower, I guess. We've also got areas here for airlocks, so you can go in here, airlock, so you can get in and out, which is pretty good. Over here will be the bridge. Not sure how that's going to look. Over here will be kind of medical bays and some form of communal area for the people working here, because we need at least 3 people that serve on the ship in order to mine at an efficient rate. Possibly more, depending if we add any more areas in which we can have the collectors docked. So today, since we've done the front of the ship kind of well, what we're going to be working on is the back end, and as you can see, it is currently not looking that great in terms of the overall design, because what we've got is we've got completely flat area here, and then going up one for no apparent reason, completely flat area here, go up for no apparent reason, completely flat here. It's just not going with the design that we're using, which is the problem. Well, which is a problem, and probably the problem that we're going to be solving. So, and also we're doing engines as well. Engines for the engine god and all that. Right. So I have a few ideas about how the engines might look. I'm thinking, a inline engine might look better for this one, since the other capital ships that we've got have hangars at the back. Instead, we've got our hangar at the front, so instead we're going to have something at the back that's not a hangar and more likely going to be a thruster area. So, first of all, do I have everything I need? I would say I do. Okay. Right. Let's get started then, shall we? So, my current plan is, first of all, we're going to chop off all of this top bit, all of this, this layer here, all of this layer off, so that we can, work with it, and then possibly do something else. I don't know. So I'll be back in a second once that has been achieved. Okay, we are back. So top layer is completely gone. I've also, done some refinement of the edges so that we can work with it instead of something terrible happening. So I've got an idea, and basically one of my ideas for one of the engine nacelle designs for the capital ships was to have something similar to basically what we have is we have a rectangle nacelle. This is your regular nacelle kind of thing. I'm making a smaller version so that you can see what I'm talking about. So imagine that this is like an engine section, or there's an engine in there. Imagine it bigger, imagine it smaller, whatever takes your fancy. And then what we're going to do is we're going to extend over to here, and then what we're going to do, and this may be a bit annoying for me to pull off, but I'll try anyway. Get rid of this is essentially what we can do is we can turn it 90 degrees, well 45 degrees, in order to make a slanted one. So yeah, so if we continue that way, and then what we want, so that's 45 degrees, and therefore that's changed 45 degrees, so we need to go down that way, which means we want this, and then this, since that is technically a you know, a right angle. Or would it work if I did that instead? If we go over to, yeah, just keep going with it. Keep going with it. Right. So I've got this, and then we have additional things here. And then we have this here, and then we go like this. So basically, we're creating a rectangle in the cell that's 45 degree inclined. We can also create a whatever amount of degrees the 2x1 section is, which I still haven't done the maths for it, but that's fine. I can decide not to do the maths if I want to. Right, just continue so that I can finish explaining what I'm doing. Do that, flip around again. One there and one here. Yeah, so flip it around 90 degrees. You know, it's actually harder to get a 2 space in here because now I've got what, a larger space, since these are 1 point. This length here is root 2 blocks. Yeah, which is you know, Pythagoras go side of 1, side of 1, side of root 2. Therefore, we've got 2 root 2, 4 root 2, 5 root 2, 6 root 2 perimeter, and whatever takes your fancy in terms of the center, which I think is actually, so I've got 2 root 2 times root 2 equals 2. No. 2 root 2 times root 2 equals 4. So inside here is double what's inside here. However, the actual, you know, blocks that we can use is different. So what we're going to do is we're going to use engine sections of this kind of variety. Yeah, this kind of 45 degree angular variety. Now the question is, can I fit? And I'm going to turn off the construction for a second. No, I can't do that. What? But you're because I'm not broadcasting. When did I turn off broadcasting? That's helmet. That's thing. That switches visibility. That's blocks. Give me a second. Oh, that's voice over IP. Okay. Didn't realise that that was there. That's inventory. That's broadcasting. Right. I keep forgetting. So what we can do is we can break away this one. So any one that doesn't have armouring on the outside, we can do. Just as long as we make sure that everything stays put. So we can place one here, we can go this one, place here, place here, place here, here, and here. So if we do that, we've got a 4 area here and a 4 area here. If we were to, say, increase the size, and the reason why I'm doing this is so that I can, you know, calculate what size I want to use and then affect the hull. So you are going to have to bear with me on this. So we can increase the size here, and that will allow us to get 3. We get rid of this, and this, and then this, and then this. So I've got that, then that. Okay, so from here, we've got a 3 here, but we've also got a 3 here. No, wait. Very intriguing. What I want is 2 3s is a bit too much. We'll have 1 3 and then some additional ones. Unless we can get a 1 3 by itself. on a 45 degree in like, actually no, we can, good. Just requires that these two need to be done. Since we can have a 3 in this area here, we can then reduce the size of this by 1, so no, that wouldn't work. Give me a second. I'm just going to create an entirely flat plane here so that I can work with it. So what we want is we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah? That area to be, you know, taken. So what we need is we need this one taken. So if we take this one taken, and then we continue on its course over to here, and then we continue down this way, that's fine. However, the problem occurs when we want to create another 45-degree angle of a rectangle. So imagine it like this. It's quite the rectangle. That's not going to help. No, we want origin. I'm doing maths, but I'm not doing it in the traditional way. I'm doing it in my head. Yeah, so if we do that, then have that there. And then what we can do is we can do this. No. We continue down this way, continue down the path, and then we go here, and then we go here. So we need a regular block, then this one, and then I need this covered as well. So that means that this can go here. No, still need another block to go here, except that I can't. So I'm going to need to flip around here, and then we're going to place here. Okay. It will make sense in a second. Just trust me on that. So if we continue along here, we've got this. We've got an extra room of our lot. This is a lot of wasted space. It's quite a lot of wasted space, actually. Quite a lot. Well, if we go to the other side, what do you have? Other side was going to stop here, and then it was going to go inwards, right? That wouldn't have enough room by itself, so we need to go one further. So this one goes to here. Noting I'm trying out two different ones because, well, I can. So we do this, and then we will do that, and then that goes this way, that goes this way, that goes this way. We then have a thing here. Then get rid of this, and this, and this, and this, and this. And then flippity-flip, ding, ding, ding. And then we should have, imagine that this is, you know, that. So we have an area of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can have one, we can have this, yeah, that's an area. Hang on, I'll paint areas in which we can have our lovely thing. So let's go. So we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can also move it along again to here. We can then go up this way, and then we can go up this way. Or we can go up this way, and we can go here. Basically, we have one area in which we can, well, we can only have one, you know, large thruster, since they would all take up this block. This block in the center here would always be taken. This block, always taken, by every single time we can build one, which is annoying, but it works. He says. Yes, okay. So, the question is, if we were to shorten it, would it work? No, it wouldn't. Okay, never mind. So we are going to need to go for the 3 and 3 by 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 3 by 4 in terms of that. Okay. Right. now that we've done all of the math stuff that I'm now completely bored of, let's go and actually place down what we want. So we have, and noting we don't have to use large thrusters, we can use other types if I want to. Well, if we want to, I guess. So we need the center, which will be here, and going along will be about here. Okay, so here's the center. And we want 4 of them about equidistant, possibly. I remember doing this before. It's weird. It's like a sudden feeling of deja vu. Anyway, right, so if we have this guy, okay, so what's the length that I need? I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, oh, right. So I need 7 length in order to do anything with that. Alternatively, we could do a smaller one with a 2. No, that 2. Okay, so if we like cut off a layer, yeah, which would actually be like 2 layers, then what we'll have is we'll have this, this covered, and this covered, and this actually is better if I do this. So painting here, painting. So if we were to get rid of these 2, this would be a thing, this would be a thing, this would be a thing, and this would be a thing. So if we close all of those, that still gives us quite the nice area for thrusters, which is good. So what we want is we want a 1, 2, 3, 4. That's quite long. How about we do a 1, 2, 3, so we get rid of this, this, and this. Yes. Right. For those of you wondering, I'm going to do this. For those of you not wondering, you can curse the ones that are wondering. But I'm going to be very, very quick because I know what I'm doing. There. So we want a nacelle that big. Well, engine section that big anyway. Engine section, let's go. So we want... right, length is... Get your head together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So we have a current width of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. That's the width that we're going to use, by the way. And then we want height, which is going to be higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What? Oh yes, because it encompasses a square, you fool. Never mind. Right, so that's 5 high, which means that we'll probably need the extension, but we might be able to pull it off without it. Okay. So, we want that. Right, it's all about the important thing of where we want to place this. So we want this here. That's in the center. No, it's not. It's just out of the center. Okay. Right. So what I want to do first is we want a kind of back area in order to place things. Placey, place all the things. Okay, that's the back area. Nano Factory will fill it in. It's all good. Next thing that we want is we want to start placing these guys. Noting that this is going to be the very, very far edge. We are not allowed to place blocks here. We are not allowed to place more blocks here. Yes. So what we want, looking at the diagram, which is, you know, awkwardly on the other side. So imagine if we want it like this, then we want this on the second. Yeah, second. And then continue. Right, so getting back into the frame, back into the swing of things. Second, and then up this. No, that's not going to work. Not going to work. No. Move over by 1. Move over by 1. What we want is this here, and then move that here, and then we want this here, and here. Noting that this is going to be the area in which we start flipping. We then go here. I'm going to need some more blocks. Maybe I shouldn't have gotten rid of them. And we place like this. Yeah, that's one way of doing it. Okay, So basically it's like going in an X formation, yeah? So I've got an X formation, and we've got another one which is kind of a square formation around this way. I don't know which one I prefer. That's the problem. Here's the question: can I make times signs in here? That's interesting. Sorry, currently on a tangent, but I would like to see. So this is the center. Oh, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so here. So this is the center. We want plus signs. And therefore, we can have this. So I've been trying to find a use for these guys. So what we can do is we can do this. We can do a plus sign like this. Okay, so we've got the amount 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we've got another area here. But the first thing that we do is we get one of these, and we do that. Yeah, so that's another way of doing the engines, which I think may work well, giving us in total about 9 areas to have engines. So here, 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 and here. And then what we want to do is we want to paint them red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get multiple ideas of engine shapes, because I'm realizing that I'm spending most of the time just building damn engines, and we'll be back in a second once I've got all of them, and then we'll, work out what we do next. Okay, we are back. So what I've done is I've placed a couple of designs. So we've got, this regular nacelle section here that we started working on at the beginning of, near the beginning of the episode. And then we've got a mirrored version. Well, it's not mirrored via this, but it would technically be, basically we're changing locations. So instead of these guys going in cross-faction, noting that all 4 of these will be of the same design, but properly mirrored. So we've got a cross section here for this one. We've got this one, which would be kind of a square on the, a square here. Then we've got over here, we've got a plus sign, and then over here we've got an X. Now, the way that I'm going to do this is that I'm not going to have a complete extension up here. I'm going to show you how I would solve everything here. So give me a second. So if we get our lovely armor slopes. So, no, those are the wrong type of armor slopes. Well, I did say armor slopes, not armor blocks. Doi. So if we get slopes everywhere, they're coming out of the walls because they are the walls. So if we have slopes everywhere, wait for that to happen. And what we can do is we can get, our lovely... So, depending on, my mood at the time, the nacelles might go inwards, yeah, so that's part of the regular design. And then what we'll do is we'll slope it inwards. So that it kind of acts a bit like, well, not a bit like, but actually like something that makes sense. So that could be built in. We could even extend it further if I wanted to. But yeah, basically like that. In fact, we could use something longer. We could use... I want these guys... No, I want these guys. And I want a 4. What about 5? 5 or 4? Let's do a 5. And what I can do is I can get this, break them apart, place this here. No, not that one. That one's fine. Place this here, except that you're doing something very weird. Oh no, that's because it's not attached to the end. And do that so that it streaks a bit longer along the back. So yeah, that should look pretty cool. And then at the end we'll have them like going inwards so that everything looks nice. But yeah, this is really just proof of concept stuff. So that's the nacelle bit here. The nacelle bit here also would have the same thing but moved along, and its mirror version would have its like here instead of here due to being rotated. Over here we could do the same thing, except it's going to be a bit more difficult. Actually, yeah, because we have to get rid of this you know, slab, so keep that in mind. So this block here will need to be, you know, going inwards, and these blocks here would need to be going inwards. Now, what I want you guys to do is I want you to vote in the comments which of these 4 designs you would prefer. We can use the other designs later, but really I currently can't decide, and it's kind of wrapping up point. So what I'll do is I'll go away, piss off more like, and basically I want you to vote. Once you have voted, then I will, well, whichever one's popular, I will then implement into the engine design, fix up the hull, get rid of all of this, you know, stuff and junk that's everywhere, and you know, install the shape of where the engines will be. And then next episode we'll start adding engines, you know, the main engines and the maneuverable kind and all of that. We may end up using tier 4 engines for the front since I don't want it to look weird, but yes, so that will happen. But until then, my name has been Zero Jake. End transmission.